This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Good evening, my Real News Media TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for June 7, 2023. And in the news this evening, more than 20 children removed from Kahal Yahweh being questioned. 24 children from the Kahal Yahweh religious group in Paradise, St. James, are being interviewed by the Child Protection and the Family Services Agency after they, along with 15 adults, were removed during a joint operation on Wednesday morning. The children are being interviewed in the presence of their parents and the guardians. Assistant Commissioner Clifford Chambers, head of the Area 1 Police, said the children are to be taken before the family court shortly. ACP Chambers said the operation, which involved the CPFSA, security forces, and other government agencies, was conducted after they received credible information that the children were being deprived of basic amenities, including education.
They were housed in a communal living that is not conducive to the well-being of the children. Those who attained the age of 16 were forced marriage in inverted comma because the person who conducted the ritual is not a registered marriage officer. They were being physically, emotionally, and verbally abused when infractions were identified, having committed by them, among other atrocities that were made known.
Wednesday's operation follows a similar raid in 2019 when the security forces were met with resistance as they attempted to remove children from the property. That operation came due to reports of child abuse and the young girls purportedly being married to grown men. During the heated standoff between members of the St. James Police and the worshippers, the leader of the religious group was taken into custody and several children removed from the compound. Rifle Association President Major John Nelson resigns. Major John Nelson, president of the Jamaica Rifle Association, has resigned with immediate effect. Rohan Wilson, first vice president of the JRA, will serve as interim president of the association ahead of an annual general meeting. The AGM is slated for June 28. Major Nelson's resignation follows the revocation of his dealer's license by the Firearm Licensing Authority. The dealer's license allowed the JRA to bring in firearms and ammunition for their members tax-free as a recognized charitable organization. The FLA is probing how a 7.62 rifle, one of 9 firearms, permitted into the island for a shooting competition in October, was left behind. So far, the FLA has refused to comment on the development. But sources close to the development say the permit was granted to an overseas competitive shooter to bring his personal weapon into the island to participate in a competition locally. It's further understood that a local shooter became interested in the weapon and sought to purchase it. The 7.62 rifle, according to sources, was left at the storage facility of the JRA for the sale to be completed, and then clarity sought from the FLA on how the transaction could be completed. However, the FLA had already issued an export permit for the weapon to leave the island with the shooter at the end of the competition. It is understood that the FLA immediately seized the weapon since it does not allow firearms to be sold in that way because it is a personal weapon that was allowed in the island for personal use. The FLA would have to issue what is called a disposal permit for such a transaction to take place, and arrangements would have to be made prior. In addition to the revocation of the license, charges could be laid as a report could be sent to the Commissioner of Police for investigation. There could be implications as other firearm dealers and the clubs have arrangements with the JRA, and those could be impacted. Police operation on Hellshire Road in search of gunmen. The St. Catherine South Police is conducting an operation on the Hellshire Main Road in St. Catherine in search of suspects involved in Tuesday night's abduction of a man and a woman in Gregory Park, Portmore. The victims were taken to Kingston, where they were forced to withdraw about $100,000 from ATMs. They were taken back to Hellshire, where the man was killed and his body dumped along the roadway. The woman was not harmed. The police, who were tracking the vehicle, engaged the men in a shootout. One of the suspects was found suffering from bullet wounds. He was taken to hospital where he later died. The other suspects escaped into the mangroves and are being pursued by the police. Morgan chides Integrity Commission for misleading the public. Information Minister Robert Morgan has accused the Integrity Commission of misleading the public in relation to its push for government ministers to sign its Leadership Code of Conduct. In a statement Tuesday, the anti-corruption body said Mr. Morgan has made a number of public remarks concerning the Commission's Leadership Code of Conduct that might have confused the public. But speaking with the news on Wednesday, Mr. Morgan said he was not a member of the cabinet at the time when special training on the Code of Conduct was administered by the Commission. Mr. Morgan said to date he has not received a copy of the Code of Conduct from the Integrity Commission.
So how is it now that the Integrity Commission can bind me to something as an elected representative that they refuse to even speak to me about? The only way they speak to me, Sanjay, is through press releases with misleading and incendiary statements.
Those are strong words, Minister.
But it is misleading. It is not true. You say that I got training. I never got any training. That's an established fact. And that is clear in their own press release. So they are misleading the public as it relates specifically to me as a minister. And that cannot be challenged. It was after the leader of the opposition, based on their own revelations in their press release, said to them that he would love for his members to individually sign the code. That is an argument change. So you send a letter to the Prime Minister saying, sign this code for yourself and on behalf of cabinet ministers. And then you change the argument to say now that cabinet ministers must sign the code. That is very problematic because in the same release, the Integrity Commission said it cannot be led by anyone. But in this case, it is being led by the opposition leader.
Justice Minister Delroy Chuck has also expressed the disappointment with the comments by the Integrity Commission, calling its statement rude, repugnant, and offensive.
I find the statement to be rude, repugnant, and offensive. In particular, to indicate that those who fail to sign the Code of Conduct will be sending a signal to Jamaica that what is in the Code of Conduct, those who fail to sign do not intend to live up to those particular conduct expected. Let me say, like Minister Morgan, I have never seen this Code of Conduct. I don't know what is in it, so I cannot really comment on it.
Main suspect in retired public health inspector's murder in custody. The main suspect in the murder of 90-year-old retired public health inspector and the Justice of the Peace, Kenneth Donner, is in custody. Senior Superintendent Dwight Powell, head of the St. Ann Police Division, confirmed to the news that after extensive investigations, the man was held as he was about to board a bus in St. Ann's Bay on Tuesday afternoon. Mr. Donner was killed at his home in Hunsley District in Brownstown during an attempted robbery on June 1. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.